everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing amazing. Today on Warframe Lore, I will be talking about the old war in Warframe and what it will be like to live in that era at a time where there is so much unrest. I will be breaking things down from the perspectives of a high-ranking Orokin officer, a Daxx soldier, a Tenno, and of course with other civilians within the Origin system. The Old War was canonized as the time the Sentients battled against the Orokin for control of Earth, and of course it is a war of revenge and a war for redemption. So to begin, let's take a look at the perspective of an Orokin. As a high-ranking Orokin, you are bred out of war and diplomacy. Your job is to oversee relations and faculties of battle. You are always looking at ways to keep the Empire at the very top of the food chain, the top of everything, even when it comes to war, and depending on your role within that empire, you will be looking into scientific research or recruitment across the system. In doing so, you will also be tasked with either mobilizing the fleet or, most important of all, making sure your own family is safe. The last thing you want is for your child to be recruited in a combat role, maybe as a Tenno or turned into a Warframe. And as a high-ranking Orokin officer, your opinions really do not matter. You follow the 107 and you live and die by their creed. So you can see how things are a little bit crazy if you are even within the highest of the hierarchies within the Orokin Empire. In all this, if you happen to be a Daxx soldier, your task is even more crucial than ever, but at the very bottom of the food chain. With the introduction of the Tenno, Daxx soldiers were considered below the operators. You are slaves to the Empire, you are slaves to basically everybody, and more so, you are slaves to the Void Demons. Things like this are more emphasized in the Stalker Codex entries, and it shows his despair in his thoughts. How much his life changed when the Tennos arrived. The new levels of the highest honor is given to the Tenno instead of the Daxx. You are more than dirt at the foot of the Orokin and more human compared to the leaders there. And the worst is that you may end up being selected for the Warframe program, being infected with the virus, and you will be turned into the infested puppet, all to be controlled by the children. Moreover, if you have a family, you may not be able to see them again, or they may never be able to see you again, which is also one of the crazy things that does occur. Now, being a Tenno is by far one of the highest honor within that empire. You are respected and you are treated very well, and all this is because you are well needed. This puts you at the very top of the food chain because you are responsible for the empire's survival. The Orokin lives and die by you. Your powers rival the Sentient, the Daxx soldiers, and even rivals that of the Orokin. So you are feared and considered an elite, and that is one of the greatest things about it, even though they expose you to the void. Now, as a civilian's role is the worst of all the positions to be in the Old War. You are automatically victims of war, casualties that will be overlooked, your domain is a battlefield, and your belief system is not considered and respected by any of the factions. The people of Cities serve as a prime example of what will happen during the war and even in the aftermath of that war. Sentient and Orokin machines will trample over your civilization and your people. You are at the risk of being wiped out. Your children could be taken by the Orokin. And in times of war, your children are no longer yours. Families will be separated. Your story could be from a life of poverty to wealth if you were taken, and it could also mean death. If the Orokin couldn't find enough volunteers for their projects, then your child could be the next in line. You suffer the slavery, the persecution, and of course you suffer the sacrilege before, during, and after the war. Either way, there is hardly any safe position during the Orokin war. During that whole war, as an Orokin, you could be killed by the Tenno's revolt. As a Daxx, you could also be killed, you could also be slaughtered. And as a child, you could be taken away forever, taken away from your family, your parents. And as a civilian, above all, it could be the end of everything you know. So the only safe one seems to be a Tenno. But in your own opinion, what position would you rather be in when it comes to the old war between the Orokin and the Sentient? Thanks for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you in the next one.